All right, here we go. Quiet! Roll 'em!
Maleficent 2 was directed by Joachim Rønning and stars Angelina Jolie, Ellie Fanning, Michelle Pfeiffer, Harris Dickinson, and Chieftain Edgerton. It's a difficult name, I know it's said it wrong. This is the sequel of, the first movie Maleficent, which I don't have too fond memories of. Like, I saw it once a while when it came out, and I sort of like being okay, but I always like the idea of expanding on this character. I'm a big fan of Sleeping Beauty, the original version, the cartoon version, and I will really say the best thing about this movie is Angelina Jolie as Maleficent. I mean, it's just like, to cast her as Maleficent is such a perfect choice, because if you look at the original cartoon version and look at her, like, if they ever should make a live action version of it, like, this is the most perfect choice you can get for her, because she really looks like, Maleficent, except for having a green face. Her being evil and creepy sometimes, it really fits well. The main story revolves of her goddaughter getting proposal by what I would assume the guy she fell in love with in the first movie. Proposes to her, she said yes. Now they're going to have this wedding, and of course they want to unite the two kingdoms, the forest and the other kingdom. And this is where, Michelle Pfeiffer plays the queen, doesn't like Maleficent and Angelina Jolie, and this is where the tension comes, and this is what actually very good in the movie. Like, I really like the tension between Michelle Pfeiffer and Angelina Jolie's character, the Queen Maleficent, going back and forth, them not liking each other. There's a dinner scene what was really great made, it was really tension, it was really fun, and those parts of the movies are really good. It's just the problem with Michelle Pfeiffer, with her being the villain in this movie, it's just like she becomes a very quick one-note villain. Like, she starts off as a fun villain, sometimes there still are some fun moments as her as a villain, but then it just becomes a little redundant. It just, it becomes extremely one note, to the point where you're just like, oh, just, okay, we get it, you're evil. Because of some reasons that happens in the past and some ideology that she has, like, no, we should be like this, and no, we should be like this. It's just like, the main problems with her thing, something happened in the past, and, she wants to kill and destroy everything as every Disney villain. The problem with her actions is like, if they would just change one thing, none of it would really happen. Like, her whole arc, of wanting to destroy, and wanting to own everything, like, and all the whole reasons why she's so evil. If just one normal smart choice would have been made, then it wouldn't have been happen. But we gotta have a movie at some point. But I say the movie is fun. The chemistry between all the characters are funny. Just like some of the weaker points, I would say, is the goddaughter and the boyfriend plotline, like their marriage and all that. That's just a kind of like reminder. Every once in a while, like, ooh, the wedding, and all this, and then, oh no, it goes, it's this also, like, it goes like this very traditional Disney storytelling, as we all know. Like, how the movie is gonna end. This movie is very predictable, and yes, even though it has this typical Disney story tropes, the best parts of the movies is Maleficent, Angelina Jolie and her character arc. When she finds out that there are more of her, and, there's a whole colony still left in hiding of her. That was very interesting. Like, her character arc was interesting. Even though there's some choices made with some characters that I felt like, okay, that doesn't make sense, or you didn't feel that came out of nowhere for some point. They're like, this movie has ups and downs, but there's a fun battle at the end. Like I said before, there are fun, but the battle is fun, but there's just some choices made. If I would just want to go like, just fly higher, it's just like logical things what those creatures don't do in this movie. And also, like, the battles being fun, like the battles being the most fun part of the entire movie, even though there are dumb choices made in the battle where you just make logical choices. But overall, the movie is fun, the movie's entertaining, it's a Disney story, but I think it's a good sequel. It had interesting story arcs. Angelina Jolie is great in the movie, and it really feels like this whole forest, like the CGI is really good. What I like in the movie, the way the flowers, the creatures and everything looks very good. And there's some fun comedy action in the movie with Angelina Jolie character. There's some really funny moments with her. I'm curious to see what they would do if they're gonna make a third one. I mean, if this movie makes enough money, of course they're gonna make a third one, but I'm still curious to see how they're gonna, do it, how they're gonna go about it, if they're gonna put a new threat again, or, or have her be a villain again. It's just one other thing, sometimes becomes a little too whimsical. Like, this, this happy-go-lucky moment where they crank up the octave, of the opera singers, like, which was just starting to get annoying at some point. But other than that, it's a fine sequel. It's fine. It's a typical story we've seen before. It's fun. It has some fun character arcs in it. Like I said, with Maleficent, the other characters are kind of like tack on, and Michelle Pfeiffer is a hit and miss with a villain, is my point. But overall, I like the movie. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. Maleficent, The Mysteries of Evil. I liked it. It was fine. It was a fine Disney movie. Yeah, but thanks everybody for watching. Hope you have a great day, and as always, see you next time.
Cut!